Reaction if Tom gets slept John like McGregor did Aldo. Oh my God, I'd hate it, you know. Because then it'd be a fluke allegation. Don't you think, chat? Because then if Tom were to go on to, say, lose to, I don't know, Cyril Gane, there would be a giant fluke allegation against Tom Aspinall. And that is the truth. So I actually wouldn't want it to happen that way. I want a stuff of a takedown, his own takedown, has a rear naked choke locked in, but instead of getting it, he like spits on Jon Jones's face, gets a point taken away, then drops Jon Jones and points at him and laughs on the ground, head kicks him on the ground, gets another point taken away, Jon has to fight on. Jon gets back up, tries to eye poke Tom Aspinall again. Aspinall grabs his hand and snaps his fingers when he tries to go for the eye pokes. And then Jon like shoots in another bad takedown and like Aspinall sprawls it and Jones on the sprawl. And then when the referee tries to jump in and stop the fight from Tom like raining down unconscious punches to Jon, he slips over and falls over and goes, it's over! And Goddard's screaming it's over, and then Aspinall doesn't hear him because he's in the zone and he's still punching. And then when the other referee comes to climb in, Andy Aspinall jumps off the the cage. Jumps off the cage like Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy, whatever, and hits, what's it called? Yamasaki comes back to stop the fight. And then Andy Aspinall hits him with like a swanton bomb, lands on him, and then Tom's still going and going and going. And then Jon Jones's brothers get in to defend his honor, and Aspinall puts them both in one-armed... I crashed. All right, I crashed, but I'm back. And then when Jones's brothers come in to defend his honor, he puts them each in individual Boston Crabs, one-armed, basically, is what happens. And then when he's done with that, Jon Jones's wife comes into the cage and says, thank you so much. You're what a real man is. And he goes, no problem, love. Hey, would you like to join my harem? And then she goes, yes, anything, yes. And then that's how it ends. Would it be funny if Chandler loses and retires, but then Volk loses and retires and no one talks about Chandler? Yes. That would be great. I hate Chandler. Yes. I despise Michael Chandler. I don't know what it is, but some reason growing up, I've been sort of conditioned to like reject nice people. He's not nice. There's obviously sinister like self-hatred there with what he's doing. But even like Wonder Boy, I don't know, like something gives me the heebie-jeebies about nice people. Anyone else? If someone's nice for no reason, I always sense sinister intentions. You know? Like, why are you so nice? Who are you trying to convince? You know what I mean? Why are you trying to convince me that you're nice? I always feel like that about people like Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's great, I know, but I always can't shake that feeling of the heebie-jeebies, to say the least. Grow up a bit. For the Bryce interview, I'm going to need the thumbnail of Bryce accidentally lifting his arm up with a black rectangle as his... I don't know about that. Thank you for the $5, dude. I don't know if I'm going to do him that dirty. I've already had 2 thumbnails of him doing that so far, so not for the interview. Thank you for the 5. I'm sure he'll salute during the interview at some point. When you interview Bryce, do you plan on getting a bit more dicey or do you plan on being your usual interview self? I'll ask him things, but I'm not going to go all in on the topics because we just simply can't legally do that in the UK. But we might speak about the fact that I can't legally do that in the UK. So that could end. We're going to make it happen, but I don't want to force anything and be like, this is my chance to, you know, start another movement with Bryce. You know what I mean? Because I have to be careful. Stop hiding from Nina, little bro. You know she wants it. Alright, it's not that she wants it. Chill out with that. No, I don't really focus on Nina, to be honest. She does as... She's not gonna... We're never gonna cross over in terms of fan base, if you know what I mean. And plus, my mum didn't like me going after Nina Drama, if you guys didn't know that. My mum winced when I was going after Nina Drama. Normally, she supports all my beef, but I think because Nina's a woman, she was like, are you sure you should be going after Nina? You know? So it is what it is. Nina started it. She understood it, but she just didn't like the optics of it, really. She said it was bad optics. And I agree with her. It is bad optics to go bully a woman online. Mother isn't based. She is as based as a woman can be, but she's also a very wholesome woman with empathy. You know what I mean? For anything. So, you know, she's based though, but just, she has empathy. You know what I mean? And I understood. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'll stop going after Nina. Good point. Your mum is right. I know she's right. That's why I stopped going after Nina. That's why there wasn't a part 2. It's not why, the main reason. I was going to do a part 2 anyway. But then I was like, yeah, I should probably chill on this. Nina drama fan secretly? No, she's not. But she's watched some. She watched a Duplessis. She's a Duplessis fan because she's like, oh, he was so nice to bring you to South Africa and give you the in-person moment. Who else does my mum know? I mean, they talk to me about Tom Aspinall being ducked by Jones all the time. Whenever I see him, they talk to me about, and is Jon Jones still ducking? There you go. They do ask about Jones ducking Tom Aspinall all the time. Yeah, UFC's on a downfall. They got to change shit now. Jones versus Aspinall, Oliveira versus Topuria should be the main and co-main for International Fight Week. But who else could be the other 3 fights for the main card? Buckley versus Usman. Who else? Stack it. So 1 title fight. Jones Aspinall, Oliveira Topuria co-main event. In terms of big non-title fights, I wouldn't put Buckley versus Usman on there. I'd put Ian Gary versus Colby Covington on there so we can get Jones and Covington at the same press conference. That's all we need to have. That's enough for a welterweight matchup. When it comes to other matchups to put on that card, I would say maybe do a bantamweight matchup between... Maybe not a bantamweight matchup. Yeah, maybe not a bantamweight matchup. They're all booked up. Peter Yan, Omar Nurmagomedov's going to be July Abu Dhabi Fight Night main event, so they can't do that. I don't know, man. Max Holloway versus Dan Hooker, feature fight, 5-rounder. And then open up the main card with a heavyweight matchup. No, nothing good at heavyweight going on. Light heavyweight? No, nothing good at light heavyweight going on. Maybe light heavyweight Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg. Thank you for the $10. That'd be a good card. A really good card. Or Baralho Whitaker is another good one. They could do it middleweight, I've just seen.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I've got 2 fights on the contract. I'm in negotiations. Last week something happened to me. I went to the White House. And my country is in my... my heart bleeds for my country right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on back home. I'm happy with what I've done. You know, there's something else for me that's in my gut right now, and that's kind of where I'm going. So we'll see. Greatness don't rush, and right now Ireland is in my thoughts, and that's where I'm at.
Impression of Marab. I've already read that. Guru Dovi's new Conor tweet. Oink. What's he saying? Dovi Simu guy. That one. I don't know if it's him, Dovey guy, but I'll tell you this, chat, about some of these Twitter accounts. Did you notice that a lot of them got popular reciting a lot of my takes and then just unfollowed me and they just don't act like they don't know me anymore? I don't know if it was him. Conor basically admits he's dumb. Is that what you want me to look at? I mean, he does seem like he's done, yeah. He's focusing on Ireland. So, yeah, Conor McGregor steps down from the sport. Sup, Guru? Appreciate the $2, dude. I mean, we saw it coming. I was kind of hopeful during the moments of the Chandler build-up, but, yeah, we kind of saw it coming a mile away. Piotr Yan is the Kyrie of MMA. Thank you for the 5. In a fight where the only rule is no one leaves the octagon until someone is at least unconscious, what combination of pro MMA fighters could beat a chimp? I don't think chimps are that dangerous. Like, they can be chinned, I think. What combination of... I think 2 MMA fighters could beat a chimp. You know? Thank you for the 5. I agree with Bo Nichols' take there. I don't think they're that dangerous. They are dangerous, but I don't think they're like... put him in a room with 5 UFC heavyweights. They don't stand a chance. Like, no. Aspinall and Ngannou would beat up a chimp combined. Like, I really believe that very strongly. You know? No way a chimp beats Aspinall and Ngannou. And you can call me delusional for that take, but I think that's true. There's no chance it beats Aspinall and Ngannou at once. If it's occupied with one of them, which is going to be a tricky fight for the chimp anyway, there's no way the other one doesn't fucking blitz right through it. You know what I mean? I think. I don't think they're that dangerous. But they obviously are more dangerous than the average human, but they're not the average humans, are they? They're the exception. Chimps can easily rip a human face off. No, they rip a woman's face off who's screaming and doing nothing to defend herself. Thank you for the $2, dude. And even then, they survive. The woman survives. You know how many times you got to see a woman who survived a chimp attack that lasted 4 hours long? Thank you for the $2. I'm sorry. They'd get chinned. You know what I mean? Aspinall would find a tie clinch on a chimp, and if he doesn't get it and it like clings to Aspinall and gets a bite off, then Ngannou's just going to fucking rain down back at the headshots on it. I'm sorry. Aspinall and Ngannou combined could beat up a chimp. I'm sorry. You know? I'm not trolling. An average human loses to a chimp. 3 Indian men lose to a chimp. 5 Indian men lose to a chimp. 10 Indian men lose to a chimp. Aspinall and Ngannou combined could knock out a chimp. They would be the favorite in that fight. I really believe so. They go for the nuts. Oh, well, Aspinall and Ngannou are fighting for their lives. They would win. All right? God. Fucking hell, man. They would go for the nuts. All right, well, they're wearing shorts. You know what I mean? I know I'm onto something. Aspinall and Ngannou combined would beat a chimp. 1 punch KO power. They don't throw punches. They'll be clubbing you open palm. Clubbing you open palm, trying to get bites off. Fucking Ngannou, get him! Oh, okay, Tom, I beat him. You know what I mean? And then back of the headshots. I know it'd go for Tom first because it'd seem like more of an enemy than Ngannou. I don't know. Well, actually, I shouldn't have said that. But either way, Tom would be, I think, the first target of the chimp. You know? But yeah, I think Ngannou and Tom combined. I shouldn't have said. That one slipped out. I didn't even mean that, but that was in my thought process of what would happen in the fight. I didn't mean it at all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that at all. But I just think it would go for Tom. Whatever. But I think Tom and Ngannou combined would beat up a chimp pretty easily. Fuck, man. I didn't even mean. That was a logical thought in my brain. I didn't even mean that as a joke or anything. But there you go. It is what it is. This is what happens when you guys get me heated, man. I need to think before I speak. But I still think it would go for Tom first. Yes or no, though? Would it go for Tom first? Come on, man. Sorry. I think it would go for Tom first. You know? Like, it would look at Ngannou, then look at Tom, and then look to Tom first as an opponent. As like, I'll go for him first. Sizing him up. You guys don't think that? Ngannou's a lot more intimidating than Tom. I think the chimp would, like, weigh up its odds and think, I'm going for Tom first. What are you guys taking that as? What are you guys thinking of that as? I think it would see Tom as a much more approachable enemy than Ngannou. I didn't say anything bad. Why are you guys acting so weird about that? It's going for Tom first, 100%. Oh, I know what you guys are seeing that as. I didn't mean it as that at all, which is why I didn't react like I'd said something crazy at first. But still, I think Tom... The guy was talking about the 2 titans of the opposites that are uniting together to fight this chimp. This is a good thing. Okay, I'm bringing people together to this. And Ngannou and Aspinall together can beat up a chimp. I truly believe that. It would go for Tom first, man. I'm sorry. It just would. I just know it would, and anyone knows it would. Shut up. Feels like it would. He'd look at Ngannou, look at Tom, and he'd think, oh, it's a 2v... No, I'm joking. Let's move on. Thank you for the 5. We're going to get a whack IFW. It's like, oh, it's a 2v1, and then it would go for Tom, and then Ngannou and Tom would beat it 2v1 easily. And I mean that, as in like, oh, this is a 2v1, who am I going for first, Ngannou or Tom? I'm going to go for Tom first. You know? Easily. 2v1? Why are you guys laughing about 2v1? It is a 2v1. It would be a 2v1. What are you guys joking about? Why are you laughing so much? Who's on the 2v1? The chimp would think, oh, it's a 2v1. You know, and then he would go for, I think he would choose Tom as a less intimidating person to go for first. You know, if they cornered him 2-on-1. And then Aspinall and Jones would 2v1 him easily. Thin ice? How's that thin ice? What are you guys taking it as? You know what I mean? You know what I mean here? You know what I mean? Obviously. Well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to the War Strike podcast. All right. Whatever. Thank you. Sneak that one in. And Insult MMA Central to bring back the intro, please. You want me to fucking terminate your channel, do you?